All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. For those of you here locally, thanks for coming to the Golf Town Hall. For those of you watching, thanks for clicking the link and watching, get to know a little bit of what's happening around golf. So as you can see, I've got to my left Matt Malloy, and to my right Mark Soto, Director of Agronomy. Good timing. No, Matt had a family matter come up and couldn't make it today, and one of Mark's sons was ill, and Mark had to go home, so lucky me. We're going to go over a real quick kind of a review of what we've seen in 2025, and then what we're planning on from an operations standpoint in 2026. So first off, oh, hey, we jumped ahead. Okay, so key personnel recruited and hired. One of the things that when we needed to and bring on new personnel, we used our resources at Troon Golf to bring in people that were going to make a difference right away for Saddlebrook 2. We brought in Director of Agronomy Mark Soto. Mark was with Troon previously, needed to come back locally, work at a different facility, and then when this opened up, he had actually talked with David Stout, our Regional Director of Agronomy, saying, hey, if anything ever comes open with Troon again, I'd love to get back with the company. Well, lucky for us, we had an opening. Mark applied, and Mark and the team have done a fantastic job. Mark had brought on for Mountain View, Ray Nielsen, and I'll read a little bit about Ray here in just a little bit. Ray's been in the industry about 25 years, locally throughout the Tucson metro area, different properties. And then also he promoted Gordon Tippett. If anybody knows Gordon, better known as Gordy to all of us. Gordy has been with Saddlebrook. Let's see if I have it here. Gordy's been with the team since February of 2019, but has been connected with Robeson and the knowledge of the Robeson community since 2001. So obviously he knows grow-ins, build-outs, a whole lot of information. Then obviously we brought in, at the same time, we were looking for a new head golf professional. We used the resources again with Troon and brought in Mr. Wayne Clark. I think everybody here probably knows Wayne by now. Let's see, what time is it? 2:03. He's got 3 hours of worrying until his Mariners play, so a little nervous energy there. And it also is his 35th wedding anniversary today. So his wife is an angel and is allowing him to watch the ball game here this evening. So he's going to owe her big time. But we were able to get Wayne using Ryan Whitney, another regional vice president with Troon. Wayne had moved to the community. And again, same kind of thing as with Mark. Wayne wanted to continue to work with Troon, but he and his wife wanted to get out of the Seattle area, enjoy sunshine and warmth. I chatted with Wayne August of last year, and it was a home run right off the bat. So it was a great opportunity there to bring Wayne on board. And then we added our two assistant golf professional, Mason Haig and Susie Giedel. If you know Mason, you know that gentleman loves to laugh, smile. I think every time you walk in the golf shop, you feel warm and welcome with Mason around. We're working on his golf game a little bit. He can hit it a ton, but we need to kind of help him keep it on the golf course. I think that's all of us, but Mason has entered his level 1 of his PGA bookwork, and with Wayne, myself, and actually Susie's assistance, he's hoping to get done with level 1 this spring and work on level 2 this summer. And then Susie Giedel, she's our newest golf professional. She's also an intern from Ferris State University in Big Rapids, Michigan. This is Susie's 4th of 4 internships. So when Susie graduates next December, she will become a Class A PGA professional. So Susie has a wealth of knowledge, And it's from day 2, when she was in the shop, she asked, "Is there anything I can do? I really don't like the way this display looks." Go for it. That's why we brought you in. And she continually turns over the merchandise, different displays, and has really brought a new set of eyes into the golf shop. Got to get her away from the counter a little bit, but really excited to have her as a part of our team. And just real quick, just a little updated organizational chart for Saddlebrook 2. We've got Matt Malloy, our Senior Vice President with Troon, myself, Wayne and Mark, and then under Wayne, Mason and Susie. We do have Mason and Susie with Preserve and Mountain View, but they will both be at both properties. We're not going to keep them locked into one spot. We want them to always be part of both properties. Keep moving. And then under Mark Soto, we have, like I said, Ray and Gordon, and they are course specific. And then under the agronomy team, I better grab this sheet because my eyes aren't working today. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, we have David Stout, the Vice President of Agronomy and Science for Troon. The one nice thing about David is a local. So if we have questions or if Mark has any questions, wants him to take a look at anything, assuming David is not off helping another property, David can just pop on over and take a look. He did stop over about 10 days ago, take a look at Mountain View, and was absolutely thrilled with the overseed. As I think if anybody who's played so far, we've seen how good that overseed is. The question was asked beforehand, are we going to be off the path before October 27th? And I said, we'll be off the path on October 27th. But talking with Mark a little bit, we are going to try, keyword is try, to move that date up to potentially Saturday. So keep that in mind. Keep on 4Ts. We'll update that page as soon as we know that. But to go back to the agronomy network here, Ray is our superintendent here at Mountain View, and Mark did give me just a little bit of a list of information about Ray. Ray joined us in December last year of 2024. Ray's leadership and shared vision for Mountain View has been received well by community members and golfers. Ray possesses over 25 years of experience in golf course maintenance, construction, and renovation. Additionally, Ray is a skilled mechanic and welder. More importantly, Ray possesses integrity, empathy, and strong communication skills, along with the ability to be adaptable, resilient, and self-aware. Man, he's really talking him up. Holy cow. He's decisive, visionary, and empowering while focused on motivating his team and fostering growth while maintaining accountability and a commitment to continuous learning. I talked with Ray earlier today, and Ray told me this is his home. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. He's still got some few years left, but he doesn't want to go look for another golf course. He wants to make Mountain View excellent. Which right there, when there's that personal touch to it, where he feels that it's his course, just like you feel, and it is your golf course being the owners. You know, when Ray has that, it trickles down to the rest of the team. We'll talk about that just a little bit later. But also, Mark brought in Hunter Kiefer as the equipment manager. He joined back in March. He possesses strong organizational skills, time management, attention to detail, excellent communication, and problem-solving abilities. I will tell you already, Hunter has been wonderful for the operation. Our range picker at Mountain View has gone down a couple of times, and normally we have to take it into Cushman or Easy Go to get it taken care of. Instead of paying the $150 transport each way, $150 for them to look at it, Hunter came to the cart corral at Mountain View, took a look at it real quick and said, I'll order the part, it will be here tomorrow, and I'll have it taken care of. That right there saves us $550, $600 before we do anything else, which is awesome to have that person local, on the team that we can address issues right away. Like I'd mentioned about Gordy, joined the team in February of 19. He's been in the industry for 25 years. He's excelled at every level of golf course maintenance he's participated in, including construction, renovation, and grow-ins with his time with Robeson, which began in 2021. His vocational experience in conjunction with on-the-job challenges have provided opportunities for him to build self-awareness, communication, influence, and decision-making abilities. This was our opportunity to give Gordy the opportunity to lead the team. What Mark and I found out when we were looking for superintendent after JR retired was the opportunity to promote from within, to show the team that if you want to move forward, we have positions available for you. And Gordy took that opportunity and absolutely ran with it. The team trusts him, and he sets the example for them. It's wonderful to see the way that he leads that team. He's hands-on with that team, and it's really, really fun to watch something happen from within. Also at Preserve, we have Alex Delano. He's our foreman. He was our golf course irrigation technician. So we promoted him to be a foreman. We have hired a irrigation technician for that. And then we have Javier Cano for the equipment manager at the Preserve. Javier's been with us since day one. So as you can see, we have a lot of people that are committed to the Preserve. They feel like it's their course. They're excited. They spend that time and energy on the golf course. And now we're getting that same exact feeling at the Preserve. I'm sorry, at Mountain View. All right, golf course maintenance, the elevation of the player experience. We had an enhanced agronomic plan that Mark and David worked on, and how did we do it? How did we enhance the player experience? Well, number one, we worked on sustainability, health, and the overall playing conditions and presentation of the golf course. They included daily conditioning of the bunkers, changing of cups and painting the holes daily. We increased the frequency of mowing on all playing surfaces, tees, greens, fairways, rough. Weed pressure management in turf and desert areas. If you've looked, we don't have the weeds. Anything that you don't want there is a weed as far as grass goes. We've got that. Mechanical edging of the tees in turf and desert interface. So if you've been to the Preserve, really this summer, you saw more at the Preserve than you did at Mountain View because of the renovation of Mountain View. But boy, those guys really made some hard edges between turf and desert, and it really, really popped. And obviously with that, we reduced that, as Mark said, the weed pressure in those areas. We were able to spray and get things done so we don't have to worry about that area any longer. Extensive irrigation audits on both golf courses to improve distribution, uniformity, and efficiency. With the cost of water increasing, we have to become, I apologize, we need to be more efficient in the way that we water our golf courses. So making sure that we're not, as an example, we're not watering a cart path. It's really hard to get grass to grow on a cart path. So to be able to make sure our heads are in line, making sure that we're not leaking from our heads, that water's continually trickling out. Properly timed mechanical and cultural practice on greens, tees, and fairways. So many of you that are in here right now, we saw the struggles that we saw in the fairways at Mountain View this year. And some of that we saw was some cultural practices that probably don't fall in line with the way that we want to be able to do things. We want to get that sand down. And we saw a lot of organic matter. Well, the organic matter is thick. It's hard. So the water, when we irrigate, doesn't flow down. It stays on top of the surface. So obviously then potentially it sits there. We see, hey, why are all these wet spots on the fairways? So we're in the process of changing that out. We're finding some drainage during renovation that was severed. We're in the process of changing that so the golf course will drain properly. And also, one other thing that we're working on is landscaping renovation expertise is now in-house. With Ray, Ray's able to lead the team to be able to do some of these cart path repairs that we've budgeted significant dollars for that now we can do in-house at a quarter of the price. So again, using the money that is budgeted for us, treating it like it's our own. I mean, that's a big number from the HOA, and we want to make sure that we're using it appropriately. Another thing is the gate system. The gate system obviously was previously, we had that previously, 2017, 2018, and then that went away, and we kind of said, drive wherever you wanted to. Some ways good, some ways not, but we turned around and decided, let's use the gate system. Let's keep our traffic entering and exiting at varying points. We can move the gates where we need them to, so we're not all leaving the fairway right at the absolute end and not entering the fairway right at the beginning. We're still working on that. It was better last year, and it will get better again this year. But that is one big piece that was important to all of us. So some future projects that Mark has in store. Obviously, I mentioned the drainage. Walk through here. So the drainage on the golf course, we'll need to continue working on those areas. The landscape and revegetation, and I'm going to hold him to this one. The efforts to improve these areas distributed by turf reduction are in progress. The agronomy team will be landscaping the area between the clubhouse patio and the chipping green. I hear the chuckles already. Yeah, we definitely need to get to that. It's been 2 years too long. So Mark and I are sitting down next week to determine best course of action and a deadline to have that done. We put boulders in there now, though, so at least we showed something to it. But something there that Mark and I need to lock in. I mentioned the cart path repairs. Repairs are going to continue throughout the year with minimal impact to cart traffic. The large areas that we need to take care of, we'll take care of during either overseeding or aerification. The paver on hole number 2 at Mountain View, the yellow tee. If you've been on there, the cart path starts to weave over to the right, and walking up and down that embankment to the tee gets a little slick. It's a hard walk up for such a short distance. We're actually going to put pavers on the left side of that tee deck. So that will allow you to park almost right next to the tee. And actually will give you an easier direction from the cart path to the fairway. A lot of people use it. Golf course maintenance vehicles use that same direction. So rather than driving over the grass over and over and over again, we're going to put the pavers down there. And you'll see a lot of pavers early, and then slowly the pavers will dissipate as you get closer to the fairways. And then finally, the last project that we're going to do, the stairs and handrails to the practice tee. I think all of us noticed, speaking of a difficult slope, that slope up from the cart staging area up to the practice tee is a significant slope. Going up it, maybe not as difficult, but certainly coming down, you're hoping that those soft spikes dig in and keep you elevated. Although it's not scheduled, it is something that we are going to address internally and not go outside to bring that in. So we will be working on that. Our team will be working on that. Also, on both golf courses, we're going to improve signage, course and directional markings, and improving our gate system posts. So if anybody's played recently, we've got the new tee markers. We've eliminated the rocks. These new tee markers are very, very visible from the cart path as you move forward. So both members, guests, outside play will all be able to see those. But additionally, what we're going to do is we're going to add a post next to the cart path. They'll have a block with that color on it. So you'll be able to know well before you get to your tee deck where you're going to be, which also means we're going to eliminate the painting of the curbs. So we'll clean those up, make those look good, and move forward there. One of Mark's ultimate goals was re-imaging the culture. And you see it right on top there. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. We can have the absolute best strategy, but if we don't have the culture, that strategy is going to fall by the wayside. So one big thing is Mark has changed that culture. Bringing in Ray, moving Gordy forward. They've bought into the culture, which means the rest of the team has bought into the culture as well. It's really been fun to watch. We used to have significant turnover on golf course maintenance. That turnover has dramatically reduced. So now you have consistency. So now when we have consistency, we can step forward and really get those strategies going. So it's really been fun to watch close and from afar, those changes that those guys have done. Hopefully everybody here sees that in our operation day in and day out. Are we going to be perfect every single day? No. I mean, we're human after all, but the opportunity is there. We provide, these guys now are buying in. We have people that say, hey, I missed a day, I was sick, can I come in and help the guys out? Before it was, I was sick, I'm going to take my PTO and I'll take my other days off. But they're trying now, they feel that it is their golf course. We talked about the Mountain View future projects. The preserve, obviously irrigation, the new pump station at the preserve is in, functioning extremely well. Mark is very, very happy. Much, much more efficient. It's amazing how much more efficient we get in 25 years. But we'll be able to see it, turn it on, different locations. We don't have to turn on the whole system to pump a certain area. That's what we had to do previously, so it's been a lot of fun on that one. Forward tees, we're tentatively working on new forward tees, yellow tees, for this summer in 2026. Continuing to clean up the desert detail all throughout the golf course. Bunker sand. We're going to add bunker sand biannually up at the preserve. I think a lot of us have thought, the golf course is great, but when I get in that bunker, I just want to take it out and hit a shot because I'm going to bounce my wedge into the bottom of it and it's going to go flying. Number one, that gives our 4 golf professionals good opportunity for lessons. But more importantly, we're going to get sand in those bunkers, especially the greenside bunkers, so they're more consistent, they're more user-friendly. Number 10, landing area. That's always a 10 and 8 are our sore subjects on the preserve. But that is something that we're looking into that may or may not be part of 2031 renovation. But it is areas that we're consistently talking about. And then obviously 2031, the restoration, renovation of the preserve is as we have it planned. A lot of work was put forth, previous board, current board, to get this lined up, and we really appreciate all the hard work that was done that direction. It's not an easy task, especially when you've got 65, 70% of your community aren't golfers, but we all benefit from it, and really appreciate the board's works on that. All right, now to the operations side. 2025 implemented Troon and industry best practices. If you remember this time last year, when we started to talk about the annual pass holders getting 14-day advance booking, homeowners, residents getting 10, Canyon cards 8. Well, sometimes we had to do some changes on the fly. The 14-day windows has been extremely, it's helped us fill the tee sheet. We've gained more annuals because of that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The resident and the Canyon card holder get 10 days advance booking. The non-resident is going to get, it was 11 this year, we're going to go 10 days at 12 noon. And that allows us to fill our tee sheet faster. That is 100% the intent behind it. Drive green free revenue to continue steps toward reducing subsidy. I put it right on there. Our goal is to drive revenue, bring in green fees, have a great experience for our players, whether it's a resident, a guest, or a non-resident. And if you look at what happened when we went to 11-day booking, in 2024, our average daily green fee was $42.11. That takes all year, right? That's January 1 through December 31. In 2025, we went up to $61.95. On a good year, if a facility can move that number $3, it's considered phenomenal. We moved it almost 20. So that's going to be our goal. Now, I don't know if I can move it 20 this year, but we'll continue to press forward and dynamically price our tee sheet. I'll use Friday as the example. This past Friday, we had 208 people play Mountain View on cart path only. I went back as far as 2018, and I have not seen a day where we had 208 players. The most that I had seen previous to that was actually about a year prior, we had 202. We'd never crossed 200 before that. When we were getting phone calls, hey, are you open? That's our big question, right? Are you open? Everybody else is closed for overseating, so what do we do? Well, it's like seats on an airplane. There's 3 seats left. That's not Southwest $99 anymore. That is Delta One lay flat seats, $1,500, right? So we were charging and getting $112 a player. When they know cart path only, our twilight rates were going for $78 a player. And that's how we need to create our tee sheet. You're the homeowner, you're the resident, your number stays static, but we need to fluctuate up and down depending on how busy our golf courses are. If we're not busy, we've got empty seats, then we are going to Southwest, $49 rate, right? We need to fill. Quantity at that point is more important than saying, well, our rate's 99, there's not much I can do. So you'll see online, we'll protect the resident rate, but if resident rate's $75, it might be $76 because we need to sell the golf course. So as I mentioned, annual passes. Because we had that 14-day advance booking, our annual passes exceeded our budget by nearly $70,000. We had 360 total annuals, 301 of them full annuals, 20 afternoon, and then we had 39 of our new seasonal. Canyon card, it replaced the prepaid punch card. We sold over 680 Canyon cards. Our budget was 335 because that's how many punch cards we sold in 2024. We essentially doubled that and exceeded budget by $43,000. Golf has made a significant turnaround. Now, granted, golf course Mountain View was open all year round, but through September, we had made an $850,000 improvement year over year. And year to date, through September, we're $171,000 better than budget. So, combination of dynamically pricing our tee sheet, having events, homeowners supporting the golf course via Canyon card, annual passes, playing, some savings, as we'll talk about down here in just a minute, savings from golf course maintenance. Because we didn't go outside, we promoted from within, we were able to save some money that way. True and procurement programs. We get it from golf, right? We order seed because of Troon's buying power. Our seed is less expensive. Our fertilizers, our chemicals, all of that, our golf shop merchandise. We're able to get it at a lower rate. But also we're able to help out CAM in their areas, in their purchases. We've had vehicles purchased from CAM. Again, same, you've talked to Larry Wiley, if you've talked to Larry, you know, he's planning on doing some hydro seeding of some areas. He was able to use Troon buying power to get that. And then for food and beverage as well, we were able to help support food and beverage drop their cost of goods throughout the year as well. So every department that needs to buy something, Troon's been able to pass along the national buying plans. So very, very fortunate there. I put on here the 2026 golf programs. Our annual passes, we did increase those rates just a little bit. We went from $4,200 to $4,400. We all know, even though Troon saves us money, it still costs a good penny for us to maintain the golf course. But we didn't want to get out of line and still feel like it was a value to the homeowner. So we went from $42 to $44. Still continue our discounts. You have access to Troon Advantage, so if you are going to travel and play golf courses throughout the country, you have your resort and daily fee golf courses. You can go play theirs. And if you choose to pay in full, we'll give you 20 complimentary buckets of balls right up front. If you were not an annual in 2025, you will receive November and December 2025 included with your 2026. So if you're a full annual, that's 14 months for the price of 12 at $4,400. I know our neighbors next door, for theirs, it was a little bit less than that. We want to stay competitive with them. Our seasonal, that went up $200 as well to $3,700. That's good January through April, November and December of 26. But we're also, again, if you're not an annual now, we'll add November, December 2025, so 8 months for the price of 6. And our afternoon annual, $200 difference. Again, if you haven't purchased before, we'd be happy to pass that along to you as well. Canyon card went from $129 to $149. Your discounts remain the same at $10 off of 18, $7 off of 9 holes. We do have a lot of interest from outside play as far as becoming annuals. I've had people ask, what's your annual? Does it? And I, we tell them, we include the golf cart and tell them it's $5,500. Okay, so what is it for the preserve? $5,500. Oh, so it's $11,000? No, it's $5,500. When they find that out, they see it's a screaming deal. And we have about 6 to 8 from outside the community right now that are looking at it, that are looking at the full. I've got, again, about another 8 to 10 afternoon annuals that are interested. We've got a group of guys that started this year that 3 guys play golf all the time. They live in Oro Valley. They don't have a lot of free time with their kids, but they want to play golf, and they don't want to pay every time they play. So they came out. They sign up all the time. They play almost this summer. They would sign up 12:30, 1 o'clock to come out at 3:30, play till 6, 6:30. Tim Benjamin, I see you here. You probably know who these guys I'm talking about. But, they saw the value in what we offered, which was awesome to see. And they're working on some of their guys, some of their friends to be able to do it. So looking ahead, at our events coming up for the 25-26 season, we're going to really work on our player development programs. We want to see more people playing our golf courses. Our goal, I think this year, our goal for 2025 was to have about 72,000 rounds. We're bumping that up next year to about 76,000 rounds. That's an aggressive number for us. So how do we do that? We got to get people playing, get comfortable in playing. That's where we're going to start really pushing Wayne, Susie, Mason on our Get Golf Ready program. Low-key group clinic, no more than 6 people in a group, because we want to have that individual attention, not feel intimidated, but get to play golf. It's $125. If you attend all 5 sessions, we would say you're graduating from Get Golf Ready. We'll give you $25 back in a gift card. Even if we want you to play, but even if you don't, you got $25 to come back and utilize how you want to. We just started this one, Aim Point. If anybody has seen Aim Point, where you see players on tour lining up fingers and all sorts of, I couldn't figure it out. But locally, we have one of the top 15 instructors of Aim Point in the world, Gordon Bennett. He's going to come out next month and give 2 clinics on how to learn Aim Point. So we'll have them here. He and I have already discussed looking at trying to do this monthly. He has a business he's a golf professional, and he's a director of instruction over at Ventana Canyon, but this is his little side piece that he does. So he can't necessarily be here every single week, but if we can try to get 2 of them a month, that's what we're going to try to do with him. Reintroduce $5 Thursdays. We tried $5 Fridays. $5 Friday sounds so much better than $5 Thursday. But $5 Thursday, it's just a quick way to learn from one of our instructors. Little tip on how to hit your irons better, how to hit your woods better in a group setting of about 10 to 15. So you don't get a ton of time in that hour, but the idea there is, hey, maybe somebody asks a question that makes sense to you, or, yeah, I was going to ask that, but I was too afraid to. There's your opportunity to take that. And that will be, we'll have Mason, Susie, Wayne, and myself teach that. And then the ever-popular sip and swing. It's just like kids going to the driving range, but we just happen to bring beer and wine with us. So it's an opportunity, social, fun, low-key. Again, we're finding more and more people just want to go out and have fun. They don't mind that, I don't hit it great. It's okay. I had fun. 35 minutes ago, we had our 9 and wine ladies. They play 9 holes about as fast as you possibly can play because there's wine at the end. And that's great. If that gets you out here, love it. Absolutely love it. That's what we want. New and favorite events. Again, social side of it, sip and swing. Our par 3, where we turn every hole into a par 3. Sometimes it's going to be scramble. Sometimes it's going to be count 1 score of 4 or 2 scores of 4. But it's, again, for the guys, we're not going to play something much more than 160 yards, and for the ladies, it's probably going to be 130. The idea is you don't have to bring your whole bag. If you want to put all the clubs in one bag and hop in the cart, great. And then really the big one that we tried in August, which was our glow ball tournament. I just wanted to go see what it was like to see a golf ball fly at night. And, it's not 105 degrees out in the summer. It absolutely was fantastic. We had a great time with it. So we decided we're going to do it in November. I just checked the sign up. We're sold out with 36 people. I have 15 more people on the wait list. So I'm going to see how many glow-in-the-dark golf balls we still have, because I would love to turn around and make that 51 people play and not 36 playing. We probably won't do it December, January. It is probably just a little too cold at that point. But certainly looking at the number of people interested, that's going to become a new event for us. And we're going to reintroduce 9 and Dine. We'll work with food and beverage on getting some once a month, a 9-hole program, and grab some, whether it's a full sit-down dinner or appetizer, something along those lines. Just go have fun. Then we're going to turn around on our couples events, and we're going to include our Sunday, going to get our Sunday couples games back. We've missed that. Whether it's, husband and wife want to play, or, hey, my husband doesn't play golf, and I'm going to go grab somebody else to play. I'm going to go grab another guy. Hey, come on, you're my guy for the week. We're going to do that. We're going to get you back out there and run. Again, we may not grab food and beverage after it every single time. We may just do tee times and off you go, and we'll post results. We're going to work on a Friday date night. That is where we'll include, it's similar to 9 and Dine. We're going to work with food and beverage on a program, 9 holes, maybe it's 18 once in a while, and then food afterward. Get your favorite people together. And then lastly, on this one, we have the Play with the Pros. So one of the things that we heard was the pros, we don't see the pros playing golf enough. Well, we didn't have a lot of opportunity at the time for a while. But now with our team being here and our hourly folks, our part-time people really starting to feel comfortable in their situation, we've launched, or will be launching, Play with the Pros. It's a $25, each pro will have 4 tee times. You can sign up for, we'll all be at Mountain View. It's $25 and you play a 1 gross, 1 net game. And if your team is the low team with that professional, you'll move on to the Play with the Pros finals. And the finals is another $25. But when you're done, we've got an amazing dinner that we've worked out with food and beverage already. And every team that makes the finals makes at least $40 in credit book. So we wanted to make sure that the value of that was, if you finish, probably on my team, finish 4th, because you had to carry me around. But if you finished 4th and your dinner, it'd be a minimum value of $95 for an entry fee when you do your 225s of $50. First place team, because Wayne will go out and shoot 64. We haven't figured out the exact number yet, but the idea is, here's an opportunity. The professionals get to play 5 rounds with members. We get to meet you and build relationships with you, not just, hey, thanks for checking in today. We'd love to see you. But we want to build the relationship. Golf is a relational game, right? We're all here because somebody invited us, right? Whether it's Saddlebrook, whether Dave Field, somebody invites you to go play somewhere else, you better tell them to turn around and play here, but but an opportunity, right? We invite friends. We invite people to play. It's relational. We build relationships. That's what this game is all about. So I went through a lot, and we're only 40 minutes into this. There's a handful of you. What questions does anybody have? And if you do have a question, because Rick's going to turn on the microphones over here, just state your name. I'm not going to ask for unit, lot number, because I get confused on that. Just come on up to the mic, ask your question, and I will do my best. If I can't answer the question right here, I will write it down. We will turn around and provide those answers to you, to anybody here in an email. So if you're watching it, you'll be able to see those questions later. You'll have the answers to those questions later on. Okay. Don't everybody hustle at once. Okay, there we go.
Hi, Terry McCarthy. The question on the turf reduction areas that some have done okay, some mostly not. What's the plan on those?
Great question. The turf reduction areas at Mountain View that we had hydro-sprigged. After talking with Mike Gogol, the designer, or the architect, that can take up to 3 years to come in. So we're slowly playing the waiting game. But knowing that Mark and Ray, there's some areas on the golf course right now that we probably can move some of our, like, for example, we can move some of our brittle bush that's near the tees. We'll be able to move some of that into those areas if we feel like it's an area that's not going to come back any better. Another thing, just kind of talking turf reduction. One thing that we really, again, have to be conscious of for 26 and beyond is going to be our water usage. Probably everybody here knows that Robeson, Lago del Oro, Ridgeview Water, all sold to JW Water. It's a new new company, and we're all getting used to it. They're asking for a big water rate increase. So we're all going to have to be smart about how we irrigate the golf courses. Because that's, after labor, that's our number one expense. So that's something that we, as a team, will be very, very cognizant of moving forward. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, Dave Field, go ahead.
I'm sure everyone can hear the people. But a while back, or actually a week ago, you shared with the men's club board what it costs per household for rooftop, for maintenance, or to help what they put into the golf course. And I found that an astounding number, and I find, and I'm sure it's going to keep.
Yeah, so the question that, or the comment Dave had is we provided some numbers to the Men's Golf Association board in our meeting. The subsidy, when we start talking subsidies for golf, we've been in the neighborhood previously, it's been a pretty significant number. This year, we're looking at somewhere to be about $66 a household. So,
That's a lot different than we can't afford to live here anymore because of the golf course.
100%. I mean, we want, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we want that number to be as absolutely as low as we possibly can, right? But from where we were to where we are at $66 is a great accomplishment. But we still have a lot of work to do, right? We still have a ways to go. All right, thank you. Well, that's pretty easy. I will add one thing. It's in the Monday message, but our holiday sale this year is going to change. We're going to do it 3 days, November 21, 22, 23, because we've heard in the past that there's some homeowners that leave right before Thanksgiving and don't come back until after the first of the year and don't get to participate. So we're changing that this year. Going to go 3 days. That way it's not a mad dash into the shop. But we'll continue our discounts. We'll share a lot more here in the next little bit, but just wanted to let everybody know that the holiday sale will be earlier this year, November 21, 22, 23. Thank you, folks. Really appreciate it. Oh, Jeff, did you have something? Men's member guest, the Desperado. If you played last year, email me because you have until October 31st to get in, and then November 1st it opens up to the rest of the Men's Association. Thanks again, everybody.